So guys, yesterday we were talking about that new game from Naughty Dog, the weird name game. What is that thing called? Like Intergalactic The Heretic Prophet. I think I got it right. And today we have an update on the voice actress who has a certain clip of hers going viral. She has been exposed. We'll talk about that in a moment. First, let me address some of the comments I got on my prior video, the one from yesterday as mentioned, because there were a few comments where people thought I was being like too mean to Naughty Dog. This was definitely not a popular opinion. It seems like most people agreed with what I had to say, or at least the majority of what I had to say, but it's fine if you agree or disagree. The reason I want to address this in particular is because I could have explained something better in that I didn't explain this point at all, and I probably should have. And so that point, this one, is how when I saw them put in that anime stuff in the trailer, hopefully you've seen the trailer and you know what I'm talking about. If not, consider watching the prior video as we discussed the trailer and all that. But assuming you know what we're talking about, then going back to that whole anime thing, I did mention how it came off to me like Naughty Dog was pulling a, oh, hey, fellow weebs, you know, that sort of thing. Like, oh, we like anime. Our main character likes anime. It just came off really desperate and disingenuous in my opinion. And as someone who's been into anime since like age 5 or 6, and I know what it's like to have been considered an outcast for liking anime and for doing things like going to local game stores and playing Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments and all that. You know, when people talk about being considered an outcast as mentioned or being bullied for liking anime, I know what that's like. Similar to many of you guys, I've experienced the same thing. And so with anime now becoming so mainstream, there's just such an influx of like disingenuous people getting into anime, a bunch of tourists and all that too, whether it's like individuals or corporations. So keep that point in mind. We'll refer to all that as point A. Point B is how Naughty Dog specifically, while I've never been into their games and they never lost my goodwill because I've never been into their games, I do know that a lot of people really did enjoy Naughty Dog's games. And over the years, Naughty Dog has burned a lot of those bridges, has lost a lot of that goodwill. And so you could then presume that Naughty Dog might be a bit desperate to try and earn some goodwill back, either earning it back with their old community or achieving new goodwill with a new base of players. So when I factor in that, which we'll now refer to as point B, along with point A, the anime stuff, and by the way, Neil Druckmann is also apparently claiming that the game takes inspiration from Akira and Cowboy Bebop, to me, it comes off like Naughty Dog very disingenuously using anime to try to appeal to certain people. And all that stuff just has like the opposite effect on me. Some corpos trying to be like, oh hey, we like that thing that you like. It will literally make me more wary of what they're trying to do, especially if that thing happens to be anime. And we've already got to deal with all these corpo leeches and tourists, and that's why I judge the trailer more harshly than I may normally judge something. But I also think that my reasons are very reasonable for doing such. Thanks for your patience in me explaining that. Now let's move on to the new stuff with the actress for this character, Jordan, the main character in the new game. And as mentioned in the intro, a clip of hers has surfaced and is now going viral in gaming circles. Here is that particular clip.
And then as far as with non-binary and transgender, I hope that we just start seeing that the future is here whether we like it or not. We need to not just accept it, but embrace it. Embracing something and seeing not only the beauty of it in it, but the way that it contributes to the world and contributes into the way that anybody of any gender, race, creed, color can form their identity and can walk through the world with pride and their chin up high, like I think is so important for the generation coming behind it.
She sounds like a total creep. This would be the sort of person who's like constantly trying to get people to crack the egg or whatever, with that whole thing of don't just accept it, embrace it.
We need to not just accept it, but embrace it.
I bet she's saying this stuff mostly for self-serving reasons too, because you know how it is with Hollywood. They're super weird like that. All of these fake people trying to one-up each other with their virtue signaling. And the other reason that I say it comes off as self-serving is because what she said won't even actually help trans people either. Telling people to not just accept it, but embrace it would only further increase animosity. Let's also discuss what she said about forming an identity. So this part here.
Embracing something and seeing not only the beauty of it in it, but the way that it contributes to the world and contributes into the way that anybody of any gender, race, creed, color can form their identity and can walk through the world with pride and their chin up high, like I think is so important for the generation coming behind it.
The way that she reduces identity to only be about things like race, color, gender, it's very reductive and rudimentary. It's like a very shallow surface level way of thinking of things and looking at people. Further cementing my point of how surface level she views all this stuff is a quote that she made, which Fandom Pulse reported on, where she talks about representation in media and once again makes everything about outward appearances, acting like you can only relate to a character if that character also looks like you do. But let me know your opinion on all of this stuff in the comments. Hope you enjoyed this brief segment. That's all I got for today. Have a great rest of your Saturday though, a great weekend. Consider liking and or subscribing if you enjoyed my coverage, and I'll see you in the next one.